Who cute babe? So what up? Sacred Bubble. What'd you say? It was season 2, part 2?
Sacred bad bitches are back.
The sacred bad bitches are back. If you don't know what we're
Rebecca has
talking
already
about, you need to
forgotten what she
listen
said
to
last week.
um our previous episode.
Season 2, episode 1.
Then you'll understand the jokes. Come
A plate full
along
of passion.
with me.
Actually, I have something to say about that. So
Say it.
if you do want to know more, you could go listen. I was listening when I was editing it. I was listening to it back, and essentially what we were saying was like, you're worthy of investigating yourself further. You're worthy of getting to know yourself on a deeper layer by not just stopping at the baseline of like, this is what has been done, this is what people do. If you have like an inkling or a feeling, or if you want your body to feel optimal, like, you're worthy of that. You're worthy of investigating, being more curious about. It's not just like, this is it and this is what it's like going to be forever. And that's what we were saying about the body. And I just kind of wanted to like round it out in this episode, and because we don't really link them together, but I'm like bringing that episode here to say like, what we were saying before was, you're worthy of knowing yourself on that layer and level, and not just you know, taking the prescription. You're not just this. It's like, you're worthy of exploring. That's the word. You're worthy of exploring more. That's what I really took from the episode, because there's a lot more we can really get into with that topic and conversation. And we just have had our own very personal experiences. So I just wanted to say that before we entered the new convo.
You're worth exploring. You're worth exploring.
Yeah, you're worthy
Sorry, I had
of, look, really taking care of yourself, not just supplementing the symptomizing. Yeah.
Yeah, and also just like the belief that there is something else that you could possibly be experiencing that isn't suffering.
Yeah. Learning to suffer better. Learn to suffer better here in Earth.
Yeah.
On your next episode of Earth. So we've entered Capricorn season. We're here.
We're here,
0
baby.
degrees this day of recording. It's also the solstice. Is it tomorrow? At the door?
Huh?
Biddy, is he at the door?
He goes, always, baby. Like, oh, well, then make a plan.
Who? Biddy?
No, my boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Biddy started talking to me. We actually talked telepathically.
I was like,
now.
yeah. Yeah. So we're doing this on the solstice too. So solstice vibes.
What is
Change
the
of
solstice vibe?
times.
Is it tired? Because I feel
Solstice
extremely
vibe.
tired.
Absolutely. I mean, Sagittarius season is always very lively. And then we end, like, we're in holiday season in between Sag and Capricorn season. That's why there's just so much energy, there's so much play, there's so much work, there's so much expansion, which means there's a lot of tiredness. There's usually a lot of like dynamics, like relationships, right? Like holiday season, this is like busy for certain people. Or where people are traveling too, right? So that's all very Sagittarius stuff. And like, then now we're entering the next season, a new year, for the Gregorian calendar. But the solstice is when we're going to start having more light in the day again. And it's also, um, that's also why you could be tired. So you're meeting this time where time is changing. We're entering at the same time, we're entering a earth sign, heavier. There's heaviness to it, density,
That's
discipline.
me, baby.
There's also play for sure with Capricorns, but there's a lot to be responsible for, right? There's a lot to manage, um, a lot to do. And you could just feel overwhelmed by the exhaustion, or you're exhausted from being overwhelmed, regardless if you're even doing much, right? Like you could just be overstimulated too. So this time of year is halfway through to the next solstice. It's where we get more light. It's where we come out of the period of darkness. We start to experience more light. So it could be exhausting experiencing more light too, right? So it's like for some people, like summer's great, but like if the sun is always out, that
You can
wouldn't
get
be helpful.
exhaustion as well.
So we're entering it. We're in, yeah. Huh?
So we can get sun exhaustion as well. That's why when I go to the beach, I'm so sleepy.
Yeah.
Or I'm laying
So,
out in the grass, soaking up sun in the summertime. I'm very, so
yeah.
sleepy.
Yeah. So if you've
Yeah.
experienced like some heaviness, a lot of emotional, you're moving through a lot of emotions and, you're still moving through similar patterns. Like that's a very common theme, of course, that can come up. You're around family. So, just staying grounded during this time, whatever helps you stay grounded and clean or clear or whatever brings you peace or, I don't know, brings you less stress. So,
Yeah, I was thinking about, around the holidays, I tend to drink a little bit more. And I think I'm like so tired that I don't even think that that's going to be something that I participate in
yeah.
because I just know that it's going to make me more exhausted. And I'm just like, I'm pretty cool as is. So I don't think I need it. I don't think I want to.
Yeah,
Not that
you
I'm saying
are.
like, thanks.
So cool.
Um, Not that having a little drink out here is not fun, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm so grounded. That's kind of like the exhaustion too, that like I do feel very rooted in myself and I feel like I don't need to do anything else. Like I feel very comfy
Yeah.
being tired and just being in my sweats and not rushing and being more quiet, and that feels really good. Like I'm not really thinking about it. I'm
Yeah.
just like letting myself be tired or boring or whatever I think being tired is. I think sometimes I equate it to just being like a little lump, you know? I don't want to do anything. I don't really want to say anything. And like, I only want to do
Yeah.
and say things that I want to do. I don't have any extra energy for, I don't know, doing anything that I don't want to do. Not that I said that previously, but I'm just adding to it. But it's
Yeah.
funny because I didn't even think about, I know my birthday is like around the corner, but I didn't even realize it was Capricorn season. I feel like my birthday comes around, like I don't even think of like a collective Capricorn. I'm just like another year,
You.
like, another year around. I don't know, the sky
Around the sky, the big sky.
in the blackness around the
Yeah,
great
I mean,
ball.
I just pay attention, obviously.
Yeah.
I pay attention to that. It's also like that's the heavy lifting of moving into the next phase.
Mm,
The next phase of things. And even like deconstructing like some parts of me, we were just talking about this before. some parts of me are deconstructing, and it's definitely happened before in the same way, like same patterns. Like for me, it's a lot with career and work. And I was just thinking about this, and this thought comes to my mind from time to time. So I'm going to talk about my chart a little and what I've learned about myself through that and how I didn't see it coming. And it's like this thought I just had like in between our conversation. So I didn't even tell you this yet. But I have a Sagittarius North node and a Gemini South node. And if there's any sign that is more broad, it's a Sagittarius. They're very broad. There are certain things that make them them and details, but they're a different energy. They're a bigger energy. Gemini, they're big, but there's like more details to them. I don't know. I hope this makes sense. Like the way that we generalize people, like it's hard to always pinpoint a Sagittarius. Or what it is that they encompass. Like their philosophy, it's very broad. Their character traits are very broad in the learning of.
Yeah.
It's like freedom, philosophy, it's like all these umbrella, like super, vast materials where Gemini is like the skills and like harnessing all these different skills and doing all these different things and using your hands, where Sagittarius is more of like takes all of that and puts it into more of a broad spectrum and makes it more of a philosophy, like an something that encompasses or like it's not so like every little skill, every little thing. It's more like a book about something, right? It's learning, it's higher knowledge. And so in the way of learning, we come in with our South node. I come in with all these skills and different ways of communicating and all these things, and we're meant to transcend into our destiny of the North node. And I've been curious about this, and I've been going back and forth about this for quite some time. Every time I turn a corner about questioning, like if should I still keep going this route that I'm going, like with I love tarot, I love astrology, I love all of these things, but again, those are like the skills at the fingertips, right? There's a grander philosophy there, right? But it's still utilizing these tools
Yeah. It's a
where
very specific way
Sagittarius
of
is not so much, huh?
it's a very specific way of looking at philosophy, which is just like what the study of life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like a
It's a
specific
tool.
avenue, right? Some
Yeah.
people choose this, like I've studied many different things, but these are the few things. So it's like, I'm less attached at this moment, so I can talk about it openly, right? Like I'm good at it. However, there's something that hasn't been working. And I'm wondering if it's, do I change up like a business, like we were talking business, like do I change things up in that way? And then the greater question comes to me always of like that South node and North node is like maybe there's a letting go. So I'm like open to both routes. I'm not, I think I need to be less attached to it anyway, less attached to a lot of things. Like, of course, like we're all going through that process. I don't feel super alone there. But this is something that I'd have definitely come in with in life. And these are things that I enjoy and love to study, but maybe there's something else. Maybe there's, we're doing this. Like there's just more available, and there's like obviously there's a comfort. There's certain things that it comes easy, right? It's so easy. Like I know the language so well, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like some things are meant to come easy to us, but it's just something I was pondering, not something I have to like continuously go into. If you have anything to say against, of course, like you can say whatever, but I just feel like things like that don't just come up with me. It's like in the past I've been like, no, that's not, like that. Now it's like that other layer of facing like, okay, this could be the turning point. This could be maybe an even bigger change than you expected in your life. And just to be open to it. And like just seeing my bigger, broader placements in astrology a lot clearer lately, pretty much. Seeing my chart clear, seeing it in myself clearer is what I'm saying. It's kind of cool.
Sorry, I was gonna say something and then you kept going, so I was like, "Wait," like, it's slipping away from me. There was something about the ebook, it's called the E-Myth is what I meant, and, like,
The E-Myth?
yeah, just what you were, like, talking about a little bit of, talking about the skill and the passion and, the thing that you wanna do and not necessarily being the thing that could bring whatever you're looking for from it, which I think in this case is, money, like a career or something
Career,
like.
like a pursuit of yeah, you know,
Well, it's
a
interesting
journey.
because, like, in the E-Myth, it talks about, like, an entrepreneur, and it talks about, the hardest job of an entrepreneur is that you're, like, all these different people in one, and a person is going to come to the table with that one strongest thing, right? It could be someone who knows how to manage their time wisely. It could be somebody who knows the skill so well that they think just being able to be the, scientist is going to be able to give them the thing that they want. But it's like you have to be able to learn all of these different entrepreneurial skills, like business or anything like that, that may not come so easy. And I think,
Yeah, definitely not.
especially with like what you were talking about even before the pod, I'm like, I honestly think that that's really all you need, because I think you're so good at what you do that I think that you just need to be marketed properly in order to get the people who are going to be
Yeah,
automatically, um I want to say magneted, but that's not a word. Drawn to you.
that's
Um,
where
that's what I think.
magnetized.
You could think whatever, but
Yeah.
because I
No,
think
that's
that,
like that's important to explore.
yeah, and maybe you don't do anything with it, and it's just something that you'd love to do on the side. I don't know, but um,
Well, one avenue, it would be nice.
yeah,
But yeah, no, that's definitely something I could talk about and think about more for sure. We could do that. Um, because then I was also thinking about the group thing of like expanding in that way and being more open to drawing in people in a different kind of way. It's less commitment, less money for them spent, you know? Um,
them. Are you talking about the
yes.
specific thing we're talking about that we were talking
Ye
about?
no, like doing more like not just doing one-on-ones, but doing like
Oh, yes,
groups
yes,
as well, perhaps
yeah.
expanding my mindset about that as well. Um, but yeah, it's interesting because that's also like a huge part of my story is like I have to do everything on my own. Even though I'm learning to ask for help, it's still a process. And that's a deconstruction for sure. And or then eventually like, paying for support. But I think it's because if I think what I've learned about myself is that I can do it so well for others. Like I can do what I do for others, but I can do that in which what I can't do for myself for others. Like I can see where they could do this or they could be this and like how they can, but I can't see that as well for myself that, yeah,
And that's why we
it's
need
just
people.
that. That's just what it is.
It's literally why we need people, because we think we see ourselves so clearly, and that's just
Literally.
not. You'll figure out who you are real fast when you get around a bunch of people who trigger you. Like, you'll see, which is great though, because we
Yeah.
need people. We can be whole on our
Yeah, we
own,
do.
but we definitely need people to like get there.
Oh yeah, we do. And that's like the biggest thing is like letting people it's like that's like where like the trust comes in, like trusting like that you're asking, who you're asking. That's like the whole process of building trust too. But yeah.
Sorry, you cut off
So
that little bit.
oh, just like building trust, like what that looks like in building trust with yourself and like asking, you don't know if it's the right person, but like asking will help lead you to the next or if that's meant to be another person and just learning to go through that process and know that it's just, that's just the way things happen sometimes. Um
Yeah, I think I've
Yeah.
learned so many like, I've gotten pushes into my life, like, life-changing pushes from people that I, like, don't fucking know, strangers passing
Yeah.
by. Like, I remember this one guy when I worked at the front desk at LA Fitness, and he straight up was just like, "You don't belong here." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Yeah, you just don't belong here." And you can interpret that as many ways, right? And I took it as I was like, "You know what? I don't fucking belong here. And
But,
I
like,
should
where did
be."
that context come from? Like, share more.
He literally just came up to the front desk. That's literally all he
Oh,
said to me. Yeah, I was working
was
at
he
LA
a
Fitness.
client or
Well,
a
he goes to
member?
the gym. Like, he's not
He
a
goes to the
client. Like,
member, yeah.
I worked at the front desk as just a front desk girl. So I'm greeting clients coming in.
No, I know, that's what I meant, like, a member at the gym, yeah.
Yes, a member. Yeah, he just came in and said that to me, and it's funny because Alex jokes, my partner jokes about it, and he's just like, "Yeah, he could have just been totally racist and, like, didn't want you to be there." And I was like, "I don't think so," but it's a funny thought, right?
Yeah,
Like, you were trying to
yeah,
hurt me, and I was like, "You're right! I'm gonna do better things with my life."
yeah.
But that little comment, like, what a huge impact that made on me, where it just, like, triggered me to think more for myself, even though like, I didn't want to be there and I knew I didn't wanna be there, but, like, some just random person saying that to me, it changed so much for me, and I remember, like, weeks coming up from that, I was like, "I have to do something else, I have to get out of here, like, I don't belong here."
Yeah.
And it's not because I set myself up, in a class and I learned from my teacher, or, I was in this, like, internship with someone who was, like, an aspiring whatever. It was literally just some random guy that, like, just changed things for me, changed,
He wasn't a random
the
guy.
possibilities of
He
my
was
head.
an earth angel.
Yeah, possibly.
No,
Possibly.
absolutely. Are you kidding
There's so
me?
many angels running around here,
Yeah.
just dropping
Just
bits of
someone who
knowledge.
knows, who sees something in you, like, what are they called? Vision holders. Someone who can hold
Um,
and see a vision. Been told, like, so many different things, and I don't it's funny because I can only pinpoint a couple, but yeah, it's funny, like, that's all you needed was one. That's so n It's
well,
good. That's such a positive impact that this person
I don't wanna simplify it to just, like,
had on
he's
you.
really who changed. Like, I was on the path already, but, like, he honestly him and my boyfriend,
That was the
Alex, who worked there at the time, like, both of those people are what really made me think that I just didn't have to be in this environment anymore that was, like, draining my soul from me. So, like, I knew it already, but it is a beautiful thing to just, like, be able to experience, like, the spontaneity of life through people and experiences.
It is.
So
Those are, like it's, like, equivalent to, like, the stories that we read, like, you guys have been reading The Alchemist recently. It's kinda like that. It's like letting the omens show up in your life, like, trusting that life has a way of telling you what you need when you're ready to hear it, and, like, allowing it to impact you, because it's like you prepared yourself for that moment, like, in some way, shape, or form. You said that wasn't the only thing, that's just, like, what triggered the final push of, like, "Okay, they see it, I see it, we all do this." It's like a weird, I don't know, permission. It's like, for me, sometimes even talking
permission.
out loud about something that's going on in my life, like, it's great, but, like, then when I get to have a dialogue with someone I trust about it, there's sometimes I experience something I wasn't experiencing on my own, and that's also the beauty of people too. It's
Yeah.
not that I'm looking for that, it's, like, even surprising. It's like, "Oh, damn, like, I was talking about God and this," and sometimes I, like, cry when I do that or, like, have emotions, but a lot of also other times it's like, "Oh, like, I'm talking about this with a friend or someone I really deeply trust, and I'm having different emotions about it now," and how interesting that is to me too. I don't know. Yeah, just, like, like what reveals to you through other people is where I was going. It's like what's revealed to you through other people when things are super clear. When it's like, boom.
Yeah. And yeah. And being able to see that in real time is like the best. Cause I'm like, oh, this is what like I knew immediately. I was like, why would anybody say that to somebody? I'm like, I knew immediately. I'm like, this is something I need to listen to. This is
Yeah.
something I need to hold on to. Um,
Yeah. It's crazy how it is. It's crazy how like the right stranger impacts your life. Like the right
that's why I
person.
think everything is divine. I really do. I feel like
Yeah.
there's too much perfection in my life with all the good and the bad stuff like that has happened that brought me to like where I'm at now, and I just feel so fortunate that I was even aware enough then and now to like look back on it or like appreciate it for what I thought it was. Like I do think that there is a perfect timing to everything. Just like
There is. I
we had
agree.
talked about going into the new year and like what that's gonna bring, like speaking of perfect
Yeah,
timing. So for me the new year is in February. Well, obviously I don't really
for
know
sure.
what's gonna happen ever, but I
Yeah.
do have this undercurrent of which I had gotten last year around this like a similar time too, but like an undercurrent that there's going to be a there's going to be a different energy shift for me, I think, like once this new year really starts. Um, and I'm sure you could explain that astrologically, but I just
Oh
do
yeah,
feel
we
like there are
can.
a lot of endings, like big chunks of my old personality that are um just like no longer with me. Like there are little hints of it, but I think I'm just coming to the end of certain parts of me. That feels like really good, and it's clearing the way for a clearer vision in my head of what I want my future to be. And even you coming to me today talking about wanting to be more disciplined and wanting to actually write out a plan or something and be more strategic in the way that we're viewing our futures is just like on par with how I've been thinking and feeling, even in the midst of me being tired and grounded and just like I just feel um a lot of clarity, and I feel like there's a lot more that's going to be coming.
I do too. I think I well, I know that, and I feel like I've been preparing for the change of next year and then the year after for a very long time now that we like have been talking about this for a while, and I can really like sit in it with you, and I don't feel like I have to like rush at all. And like if I can really sit with it, because like our conversation all day, like I've been talking all day to you and my boyfriend, and we were even talking about it. I'm just like, I don't even have to bring this shit up anymore. It feels so nice. Like it's like almost like, yeah, like I know what you guys are saying. Because I've like had so many like conspiratorial thoughts with myself. Had so many like I've had so many like Mercury and Scorpio out there. Like I feel for you like so much. Um and just like go to the depth with everything right away. Um so astrologically, I'll start here. I feel like I've been saying this for a long time, and I think that's why it doesn't feel as real. But for me, I've realized I need things to be less dramatic in order for them to be real. Like the drama isn't it I thought it was. And I think that's a whole nother conversation we can talk about how like I do think drama is what a lot of people are addicted to. or look forward to, and that can be in a various amounts of ways. But
Right.
once that made me it showed me very obviously like how much drama was like in my life consistently of just like moods, mainly being like moods up and down and like having to tippy toe and walk around having a lot of like addiction, growing up with like a lot of addiction and narcissism and shit like that. Um, being hyper vigilant is just like a very real thing. So essentially, whatever like deep dynamics you've been working through, things you haven't wanting to be seen or coming to light, having to like reparent yourself, um, because structures are changing. Like for a long time, I've been saying like I feel like something's coming. And I always felt like because when people have said that and I've heard that externally from people I don't know, whether I'm listening to something or even hearing stories, a lot of people's timelines are a lot closer. But it also depends on like your healing and your life and whatever, even your chart, because your chart is your life
Your age.
and your experience here on Earth.
Yes, experience.
Your age, like Saturn, where it sits, I should know as an astrologer, like shit's going to take the time it takes. But I think, oh, well, if this happened for someone else, like boom. And it's like, it doesn't have to be on astrology, but normally it's right. So,
The
like, and
lesson of a
honestly, I've been wrong.
Capricorn.
So,
Dude, my whole fucking life has been, you gotta be patient. You just gotta be patient. But you gotta be
yeah.
patient. You gotta put the work in. You gotta be patient. It takes longer. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. However, now my psychicism is finally coming to the point where I've been feeling this. And like it's said in astrology, it's said in human design, but I've been picking up on it for a long time. And I think that like preparation for me just takes a lot longer. It's more detailed, it's refined. Like that's just the type of person that I am. Those are my signs. Like there's a lot to sift through. And what I've realized is it's now. Like we've been preparing for now. We've been preparing for the next few years. And what that is in astrology is that all of the planets are moving. Like all of the planets, outer planets. And outer planets can be so Pluto moved, and that's a 20, almost depending on the cycle, it's basically 20 years. Neptune is 14, Saturn's 2.5, Uranus is 8. So it's like, you know, for them to be in sync, that's a moment in time, you know, which can be years for history, right? We've been here how many fucking thousands of years, millions, maybe, whatever. And science facts, again, science facts, go look it up. So the cycle that we're going through, where Saturn and Neptune are both going to be in Aries, and they're going to meet up actually for a little bit, just a little bit, because one moves faster than the other. And that will be towards the end of February. And literally that's also the end of the astrological year, February into March. March is Pisces. So the astrological new year. And so like, that's a whole nother layer of this, right? That's a whole nother layer. Because it's also the whole other layer is that things are ending in Pisces, which is the last sign. So we're entering the first sign, and these two outer planets. Well, Saturn again goes a little faster. It's 2.5 years, but Neptune is 14. And then we have Uranus, a planet that moves every 8 years, finally stationing direct in Gemini. It went last year, but it went back, so it's now moving forward. We'll have Jupiter then move. There's like so much movement, right? And these cycles move slower. And it's entering again, Saturn and Uranus entering the first sign in a 1 year. So I'm not a numerologist, but like in a 1 year too, or a 10, like a 1 year. So we're entering such new cycles. And for those of us who even can be up to speed, and if you feel like, why am I feeling like I'm slowing down, I'm speeding up? It's like, if you think of technology, not to always compare us to that, like you need to recalibrate, you need to download, you need to, reboot sometimes. So you've been going through this process, like it's like I've been a rinse, wash, and repeat for quite some time now, literally in a water sign. And so the fire sign comes, fire signs are going to be lit. Like I'm already exhausted thinking about what the fire signs are going to be doing. Like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Like
for
their
sure.
energy already, I'm already like, you need to just not and separate yourself now. Like fire sign just gonna be out here. But so essentially we're like starting really big cycles, but that's why we're feeling like the ending, like the identity shifts. It's not just for the
So
Taurus
interesting.
risings out there, or the rising signs out there. Your identities are shifting on another layer, like mine for sure. But if you've had a Pisces rising, that is shifting. Taurus risings, there's a reason why those two signs, no matter where they're placed, you've been consistently up against something like a lot for many, many, many years. Like it's just off the charts of just not just one thing over and over. It's like many different things over and over, or these areas of your chart. So Pisces areas of your chart, Taurus areas of your chart. And yeah, it's just we don't know because we haven't been here, right? This is a very new place that we're going to be in. And so that's why if you've been fighting the old versions of yourself or the new version of yourself, if they're learning to coexist, if you're integrating or if you're really leaving some shit behind, it's like there's an extra layer because they talk about grievances in these when you go through these times in life, but it's true. It's like we're now all collectively, we've been in grievance period, but now we're all collectively going to like feel it. And show me a human that knows how to grieve. Not sure, right? It's something that we're developing. So, yeah, just a lot of energy is going to come in, a lot of stuff, you're going to need some of that energy to learn to let go and your physical body and physical form. Aries, it's very physical. It's also like your head. So, yeah, there's a lot of ways I can go in the direction, but yeah, you can feel it. You can just feel it. It's so present. Even people, what did our boss say? She was like, even the muggles, like even people who like aren't tapped in, like you could feel it.
Yeah.
It's out there. It's in the ethers. Like we're also talking about rushing, right? If there's a rush to get something done in the world, that's usually a sign that something also is changing. We don't have to go into that, but it's just putting it out there. Like when you see certain things like wanting to be in a rush, because I've seen businesses do this, usually it's for ego purposes. Usually it's not for the best purpose.
Yeah.
So just notice if you're rushing to get somewhere as opposed to really, like Rebecca said, doing the work, the day to day things. Saturn's like day to day discipline. So it's like a new portal. We're entering a different portal. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot of things.
I'm hoping that because I'm really focusing on my, dedication to my self-wellness. And I think and hope that this next coming year with all of that very fire-like energy is going to push me into the body that I truly want, truly desire, and know that I can access because I felt top tier and have had the body that I've always wanted, something that feels secure and stable, and it's been a path to get there for a couple of years now. So I'm hoping that next year is the year that I can like finally just like everything clicks together and and if it's not, it's fine, but I'm really hoping for that next year because
Well, you bring up a great point. So, something I somatically forgot to mention is that Pisces is the feet. So, that's another representation of moving forward, and Aries is the head. So, it's like literally from top
mm,
to bottom. So,
that's true.
our thoughts, right? Like we talk about this, and my thoughts, whew, they just crazy. And when you're in your body and you're present with yourself, you get to the truth of where you're at and like what's reality for you. And if you can do that quicker and quicker, even if you're still dreaming at the same time and still wanting to do things like seeing the body that you want, like visualizing and knowing like the body that you're looking for, like you're working towards consistently, like I feel like when you have that intention, and that's why intentions have been very loud, like, in terms of, like, people talk about intentions a lot, set your intention. That's why intentions are powerful though, because you spark something. Like that intention is like a spirit, a spark of a spirit. So you have that intention of like when I was going through a lot of all the body stuff, but like when I finally was like, you know what? If I really accept the body that I have and the one that I want with the one that I have, that's like with what I have going on, like this is the one I would want. Like really just look at me, like allowing myself to like visualize it and be honest with myself and know that like that's if that's what I want to go towards and that's that can work for me, then I'll be guided to do that. And working out with weights have come up a lot in my life, and I've done them, but I put them down for many years due to, body pains and what we now know is high cortisol, like lots of stress, and just it wouldn't have been good for me. But then finally, I started doing it again recently, and it's so good for me in a practice of presence with my body in a way that yoga can't give me. And so but this has been like a nudge for many years because I have a couple people in my life, including my boyfriend, who love working out, like love it so much. And it just kept coming up until I was like, okay, like it's time. So I just do believe like physical intentions like that are something it's so much more easier for me to like see and experience because I've had so much time to experiment with it. And I look forward for this journey for you because it's such a powerful one and it feels really good because you're making that choice. You're making every choice for yourself every step of the way.
Yeah, and I think that
And that's what Aries is about too. Just shouting out Rebecca's keywords is like the self, what you need for yourself. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that you have been a good, I guess, reassurance for me that I can do it. Sometimes I do get Listen, you know how it is, like, when you're dealing with pain and you're dealing with the same
Yeah.
shit over and over again, and you're trying it 5 fucking 100 different ways. I get strong, I get strong, I get strong, and then, "Oh, that's too much," and then it pushes me back, and then I have to, like, baby myself
So
again, and
many
then
times.
I baby myself too far this time, and then it's like it's just a constant back and forth, like, it can weigh on my brain a lot, and it can weigh on my, like, willpower and just be like, oh, sometimes I do wanna give up and just be a couch potato and be like, "Maybe I don't need to do the weights. Maybe I can just, like, walk forever and that'll be enough for me," and it's not,
Yeah.
because I am an overachiever and I want I want the best of what I can get, and I think that that's and whatever you can call it. You can call it materialism, you can call it conceitedness, whatever, but, like, I want to feel sexy in my body and I want to feel feminine and I want all my curves in the right places and I want my fat to be in the right places and I accept where I am now, but I just want that muscle. I want that security. I want so much. So, just even going back to the slowing down, I've slowed it down a lot. And being a Capricorn isn't easy. To me, it has not been easy. It's
Well,
not been there's
yeah,
other
yes.
things
Yeah.
with that, and I know that it's not just being a Capricorn, it's
Honestly,
just
all your signs, it's hard. It's not easy.
yeah.
Just
So
depends on the thing. Depends.
talking about physical representation is like being able to see you who has come so far. It's like it's just a reminder to me like, "Oh yeah, like I am like you. Like you've come so far. I've come so far. Like I can get to the point where I want to. It's just we're just not always on the same timeline, and that's okay. And I can't compare myself, even though I want
You
it so
can't.
bad. I want to be able to keep up with you. I want to be able to, lift all the weights and show up. And I'm like, but that's just not where I'm at right now. And I need to honor myself. But it's always nice to have you as my poster child on my imaginary wall, on my imaginary
Your
poster
imaginary
on my
wall.
wall. Um,
Um, yeah, of course. But you're like that with for me in other ways, like for career and stuff.
For
Like
sure.
that's where we're in different places. Like I've just spent a lot of time on this. I've been my own experience because I kind of had to be, we know that story, which again, we'll talk about someday because it's just a big one to unpack. But I'm glad because for me, it was started maybe I don't know when I started going to the gym, but it was maybe just once a week at the point. It was like kind of once a week. And then I don't know what happened. I hit something. I hit a stride and, and just accepted something and saw the results. And yeah, it's
Well, it
just
really
cool.
comes from building strength. Like, you can only do
Yeah.
more if you have the strength to do more and the
And if
awareness
your
of your
body's
body.
aligned too,
Huh?
your body has to be aligned. And if your body's aligned,
Yes. And I think true strength is also being aligned because you can have strength in certain parts of your body and still be in pain. Like,
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
it's like, I just, yeah, get all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, the body keeps the score. No. So true though. Your
But
bodies
you
are just
just
really
even saying
important.
that,
Huh?
you just even saying that though is like, it just reminds me, I'm like, yeah, you can start small. Like I sometimes, and I feel like, you have this in different ways, but it's just like, I just want to get to the finished result. And sometimes I'll wait in between. This is why I go back and forth so much. I'll wait in between. Like, I'm either going to be going to the gym 4 times a week or I'm not. Like I need to take the
Yeah.
small steps, like you
Yeah.
going once a week, building that up, and that's why right now I'm conditioning myself like, all right, you're not at the once a week yet. You're not even
Yeah.
there yet, but you can exercise every day and be okay. You just have to take it lighter. Maybe do some full body exercises, maybe focus on certain things. I don't know. That's where I'm experimenting right now is like, what actually do I need? And then,
Yeah. I mean, right before that, I was walking a lot. I was just
yeah, you
walking,
were.
walking a lot more. So it's crazy how quick the changes. I still I use the Stairmaster. I love it. And I still walk sometimes. I don't walk as much like right now. It's also cold and whatever.
I like the
But
cold.
it's just like I think for that because I've experimented and it's more comfortable. Even with yoga, it took a minute to not do that every day because it feels so good, but it does take time, obviously.
Good.
It took a minute to even stop and decondition myself that I don't have to do that every day either. Because there was times where especially if I was teaching or if I was really in a certain discipline or mindset where I was moving my body a lot. It's so interesting to even see the process of slowing down as you look back, as I look back at my life, and how slow I thought I was. There are times where I thought I was slow, and there are times where it was the pandemic, obviously, but there are times where I thought I was slowing down, and it was the amount of shit I had to do just to slow down in my brain, just to slow, it's so, it's, I would never do that in one day again. And I love to do as a manifesting generator, someone who's many interests, great, but it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to see that. It's also beautiful. I think the best part about this experience, to bring it back to the body in that way, is the relationship I have with myself now, in terms of that, of the weight that the weight on me, some of the weight on me was the weight in my brain, was emotional weight. It was a lot of it was a lot of different things. It was a lot of different questions I've asked myself over the years. And yoga helped me contemplate those things. Meditation helped me contemplate a lot of that. But seeing people and being confronted, being triggered, being all this stuff happened. So it's just very personal, but you get to know yourself in such a way that I would never take back and that I can't ever explain to anyone else. I can
What?
do my best, but your experience with your body, as you would know if you have a relationship with this at all, is so interesting because you can really convince yourself of a lot of things. Ah, pee breaks.
Yeah, that's us respecting our time now. Tea breaks.
Pee breaks are the best.
God, it
Um,
feels so much better. It gets
Good.
so distracting.
No, seriously though, that's also like how to the conversation of like loving your body is just like letting yourself have pee breaks.
Yeah, I remember I used to work right through like I would just be like, it's fine. I'll just do it in like another 90 minutes. It's fine. Like, and now
That's
after
great. Yeah.
every, I don't even care if I
Wow.
don't have to pee. After every massage I do, I'm just like, I'm gonna pee. Like, just gonna try to pee because
Yeah.
why would I not? Why am I trying to hold it?
No, I do. I'll put it off too. I'm like, girl, just go to the bathroom. Like you can do everything else after.
And sometimes
It's so crazy.
I like get so excited about something and I'm so focused in something that I'm just like, I don't want to pee. I don't want to break this, you know?
Yeah, but it's also like really important because you need to do that for yourself, and that
Of course you
is
should pee.
and I learned not from myself either that like it shouldn't even be a thought to give yourself that. Like
I
you
know.
just stop everything and go do it. But like I don't know
Sometimes
what
it's
it
for
is. Maybe
laziness
Catholic
too.
school because we couldn't go to the bathroom all the time. I don't know if it was different at public schools, but we had to ask. And yeah, I don't know if it's that, but
It's interesting
yeah,
thought.
I just like take the any even that level too. Sometimes I take it seriously because what you're moving through, what we all move through, because I still move through stuff too, of course. About your body is like I thought about it on that slight pee break that we had. It was very short, but I thought about it and I was like, in some conversations, and I even do get surprised that you even have like all of this stuff in your head, but you've also known your body over the years in a way I don't. And I don't, obviously, I'm not inside of your head, but it's just so interesting to me because I've tried to really train myself not to like think negatively in that way. Like we have other ways that I can definitely use some discipline on, but that way I've really done my best and it does work. And right now in this moment, I'm realizing like, well, yeah, that's all you have to keep doing with everything else is like retrain yourself to even when there are days where I didn't want to like leave the house because of how I felt about myself. Like I didn't want to do shit. Like I can't, oh my God, friends. Yeah, right. Okay. So like it's just like it gets that deep. And eventually the medicine became, well, go out and you'll feel better. And the medicine becomes opposite eventually. Like, I would lose weight weirdly or shape differently or a pain would fall away by doing the thing that I was too insecure to do, right? It's like facing all those insecurities until you realize like how much your body really does respond to how negatively we can treat our bodies and how negatively I treated my body and like didn't let myself be seen, right? So it's just like it is that deep, especially if it's been a constant theme or struggle in your life. It's important. That's the worthiness of like really asking yourself like what's really going on. Like it's not just about wanting to look a certain way. There's some other things involved there. So I just think it's always worth exploring because you never know.
Yeah, it just made me think of my mom as someone who she's just such a beautiful person. And I know that I'm sure because of her upbringing and stuff, there's all this like body shit with women. And
Yeah.
Sometimes I think I'm like, "Man, she doesn't even know how good she could feel." I think about that not even just with my mom, it's just because that's the closest to me, but I just think about people in general that have no idea how good you can feel if you just take the time to try to feel good.
Well, it's just crazy what vanity can do, like, the power of which side of vanity, like, in or insecurities, like, the power that
Yeah.
those things bring to our lives and stop us from doing, you know?
Yeah, like, my mom doesn't think I shouldn't even say what I think my mom doesn't or does not think, but
Yeah,
I was just
on
gonna be like,
air.
"My mom is fucking this great person." She I just think it's like I don't know, my brain is going in so many different directions, but
Where do you wanna take it? Brain?
I just want people to get autonomy over not just only their thoughts, but their body. 'Cause I work on so many bodies and, like, the pattern that I hear a lot of people say is just how damaged they are, and it makes me sad, and I tell
Well,
them but what makes
yeah.
me happy is that I can be there and tell them, "Yeah, no, I think this can be fixed. I don't think you have to live in pain like this." And they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "No one's ever told you that, huh? Your doctor has probably never told you that." And they're like, "Oh." And I see, like, in real time, like, people transforming, their body, their thoughts, our conversations, or whatever as you, like, build relationships with, like, clients and stuff. It's really an honor to see people transform right before your eyes and be a part of that and know that, like, my energy was a part of that, not to be, like, taking claim of anybody's transformation because it's so many things that has nothing to do with me, but, um, it's just nice to be, like, a positive influence on others because I'm
Mhm.
doing every time they ask me, like, "Well, what do you like, how do you do this job? It's so physical, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, I take care of myself. I can't take care of anybody else if I don't take care of myself." So I feel like that's, just a
And that's
reoccurring
the truth, and
conversation we
that's
always get back to
yeah,
is
yeah.
loving
But
yourself.
it's literally in the ether, like, it's in it's been in our psyche for a while, it's been in our the collective consciousness for a while, and it's not going anywhere because it's true. Like, I know we want
It's
it to
universal
be
truth, yeah.
external, and it is. It's the way that you relate, ultimately, the way that the way you relate is by helping yourself. The way you help relations is helping yourself, so, technically, it's
Mhm.
all the same. And sometimes that is the medicine, of course, but that's why it's not going away. That's also very Aries, is like what you need for yourself, it's not going away. It's never going away.
Yeah.
And I think some people don't realize how much they leak energy. I know as like a former codependent still working through it is an enmesh and super enmeshed with my parents, especially my mom growing up. It's just it's severing that it's like you leak energy. You're leaking energy that you could be giving yourself, and then just like what Kabbalah taught me is, like, when you overgive, you're actually not allowing someone to live up to their own potential. Like,
Mm,
if you create a basically, like, the best way to explain it is, like, if you create a boundary for yourself, and then you don't honor that boundary, and you, like, cross it, or you're feeling depleted or drained, right? But in that moment, you get fixated, you get high, I'm helping someone, it feels great, but then it doesn't, right? That is your gateway. Like, that's how we notice is by energy. Like, energy, the way you feel in it before and after, if we can just get present there, like, that's the best thing to do, I feel. That could be a great place to start because then, like, you really do know, like, you've had to I know how hard you've worked on that too, like yeah, it's really important because like, you can see the change in people when they do it.
It's it's so true, and I didn't recognize until, maybe this year that, like, I just really tried to be out here mothering people by overgiving and
Yeah.
thinking, like, I can just give unconditionally and I'm gonna get that over, it doesn't matter what I get. It's just like what I just want to get to them. That's, I want to solve their problems um, and how much of a disservice I was to them because they couldn't learn their own lessons because Captain Save-A-Ho over here was trying to
No, I feel
live my
you.
life and everybody else's the quote unquote right way that I thought it should
Yeah,
be. Just trying to take control.
and then you get, like, stripped of that resource. Yeah, and then you're
Yeah,
like,
because every
"I
time my
cut all
mom
these
told me
people out,
no
why
was
don't I have
first.
energy?" You're probably detoxing, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's so true.
You're just, like, cleansing.
I'm just out here like, oh,
Your
I don't
body's
have things
like
to worry about. How weird. So tired. Maybe I should actually sleep. That's one that I fight like I'm a big child. I'll just like fight my sleep. I want to go to sleep. I want to be awake. I don't want to miss anything that I want to do, even though it's going to be there the next day. Well, you just froze. So I'm going to say, this is goodbye. I don't know
"Okay."
what happened. This is goodbye. I'll see you in
I feel really bad because I know you
Jackson.
went on a roll, but it just kicked me off.
No, I know. That's why
Oh, you're
I've been
singing?
singing.
Oh,
I've just been singing about how this is the end
okay, because
because there's nothing. What can
yeah,
we do? Um. All right, I'm gonna take us out.
okay.
All right, guys, we had some technical difficulties, but I hope you enjoyed the conversation that we had. If there's anything that you are interested in talking about and you're like, wanting to even know our thoughts, please leave a comment and maybe we can riff off of that. But it's all love and we'll see you the next week. Bye.